You've probably heard it 1,000 times. Eat more fruit, it's good for you. And in most cases, that's true. Fruits are packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. They keep your heart healthy, your digestion smooth, and your energy up. But if you're a man over 50 dealing with an enlarged prostate, there's something no one tells you. Some fruits can quietly make your symptoms worse. Think about it. You finish dinner with a bowl of fruit, or you sip a tall glass of juice before bed. It feels like a healthy choice, but later that night you're up 2, 3, maybe 4 times running to the bathroom. By morning, you're exhausted. The very food you thought was helping you could actually be part of the problem. Why? Because certain fruits are acidic, sugary, or water-heavy. Those qualities can irritate the bladder, increase urine output, and add to the urgency and frequency that enlarged prostate already causes. And here's the kicker. These aren't rare, exotic fruits. They're the everyday ones sitting in your kitchen right now. In this video, we're going to count down the 7 fruits most likely to make prostate symptoms worse. You'll learn why each one is a problem, who's most affected, how much might be safe, and what to enjoy instead. Stick with me, because number 1 is a fruit almost every American eats weekly, and it may be the single biggest trigger for nighttime bathroom trips. Welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is all about straightforward health advice for men over 50. Tips you can actually use to feel stronger, sleep better, and live more comfortably. Today, we're focusing on something that might surprise you: fruits. Fruits are usually the poster child of healthy eating. They deliver vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. But for men with an enlarged prostate, what doctors call benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, some fruits can create more problems than benefits. Their natural acids can irritate the bladder, their sugars can pull more fluid into your system, and their high water content can keep you running to the bathroom all night. Now let's be clear. Fruits are not bad. They remain an important part of a balanced diet. What we're talking about here is timing, portion size, and knowing which specific fruits may trigger bladder irritation. That way, you can adjust without giving up the foods you love. And a quick disclaimer: this video is for education only, not medical advice. Every man's body responds differently. What bothers one person might not affect another at all. If you're dealing with significant symptoms, always check with your healthcare provider before making big changes. Here's the plan. We'll count down from number 7 to number 1. For each fruit, I'll explain why it can be a problem, how to spot if it's affecting you, and what you can swap in instead. By the end, you'll have a clear guide you can test against your own routine. Let's get started with number 7. Number 7, grapefruit. Grapefruit often shows up on superfood lists. It's low in calories, high in vitamin C, and many people turn to it as part of a healthy breakfast or weight loss plan. But if you're living with an enlarged prostate, grapefruit may not be the friend you think it is. The first problem is acidity. Grapefruit is one of the most acidic fruits out there. That tangy, sour flavor might wake up your taste buds, but it can also irritate the bladder lining. An irritated bladder contracts more often, sending signals that you need to urinate, even when it isn't full. For men already dealing with BPH, that means urgency, frequency, and more nighttime wake-ups. The second problem is medication interactions. Grapefruit can interfere with how your body processes several common prescriptions, including cholesterol-lowering statins and some blood pressure medications. Many men over 50 take these drugs daily. Combining them with grapefruit can reduce the medication's effectiveness or increase side effects. Who's most affected? Men who notice bladder irritation from other acidic foods like tomatoes or oranges, and those on long-term prescriptions. If that's you, grapefruit may be a double risk. Does this mean you can never have grapefruit again? Not necessarily. For some men, a small wedge at breakfast is fine, but a large glass of juice is almost guaranteed to cause trouble. If you love the flavor, try lower acid fruits like ripe pears or sweet apples instead, and always check with your doctor if you're on medication. Bottom line, grapefruit is healthy in some ways, but its acidity and drug interactions make it one of the worst fruits for men with prostate problems. Coming up next, number 6, another citrus fruit that seems harmless, but often creates the same irritation. Number 6, oranges and citrus fruits. Oranges are practically the symbol of healthy eating. A glass of orange juice at breakfast feels like the perfect way to start the day. But for men with an enlarged prostate, oranges and other citrus fruits, like lemons, limes, and tangerines, can create hidden problems. The main culprit is citric acid. Oranges and citrus fruits are loaded with it. While that tangy flavor is refreshing, the acid can irritate the bladder lining. An irritated bladder becomes more sensitive, which means you feel the urge to go sooner and more often. For men already dealing with BPH, that irritation makes existing symptoms worse, especially at night. Orange juice can be even more troublesome. It's concentrated, it lacks the fiber that slows digestion, and it's usually consumed in larger amounts than a whole fruit. A tall glass of juice can deliver a big acidic hit to the bladder all at once. Who notices it most? Men who drink juice regularly, or those who already find tomatoes or grapefruit irritating? If you're waking up multiple times after a late-night snack that included citrus, this could be why. Does this mean you have to give up oranges forever? Not necessarily. Smaller servings earlier in the day are often better tolerated. Eating the whole fruit rather than drinking juice can also reduce the impact. For alternatives, try lower acid fruits like cantaloupe, blueberries, or ripe peaches. They still give you vitamins and sweetness without the same bladder sting. Oranges and citrus fruits aren't unhealthy, but if you're struggling with frequent bathroom trips, cutting back, especially in the evening, can make a big difference. Next up, number 5, a tropical favorite that combines sweetness with acidity in a way that often backfires for men with prostate issues. Number 5, pineapple. Pineapple is one of the most flavorful tropical fruits. It's juicy, refreshing, and loaded with vitamin C and bromelain, an enzyme often praised for its anti-inflammatory effects. But for men with an enlarged prostate, pineapple can be more of a trigger than a remedy. The first issue is acidity. Pineapple is naturally very acidic, sometimes even more so than citrus fruits. That tangy bite can irritate the bladder lining, leading to urgency, frequency, and even burning sensations in sensitive men. The second issue is sugar content. Pineapple is naturally sweet, so sweet that a single cup can pack more than 16 grams of sugar. While natural sugar isn't the same as candy, it still pulls fluid into the bladder and increases urine production. For men already dealing with a prostate that slows down urine flow, that extra sugar load can translate into more nighttime wake-ups. Who's most at risk? Men who enjoy pineapple as dessert after dinner, or those who drink pineapple juice. Juice is especially problematic because it delivers the acids and sugars in a concentrated form without fiber to slow it down. Does this mean you have to give up pineapple completely? Not necessarily. A few chunks at lunch are often fine, but a big bowl in the evening is asking for trouble. For alternatives, try melon or ripe pears. They provide refreshing sweetness with much less acid and a lower sugar punch. Bottom line, pineapple may be delicious, but if you're struggling with prostate symptoms, portion size and timing matter. Keep it small, keep it early, and your nights will likely be more restful. Coming up, number 4, a fruit so sweet it's been nicknamed the king, but its sugar load can quietly sabotage your sleep. Number 4, mango. Mango is often called the king of fruits. It's creamy, sweet, and packed with vitamins A and C. For many people, it's a summertime luxury. But for men with an enlarged prostate, mango can create more issues than benefits. The main concern is sugar content. A single mango can contain over 40 grams of natural sugar, more than many desserts. That sugar pulls water into your system, increases urine output, and adds pressure to the bladder. For men with BPH, where the bladder is already sensitive, this can trigger more urgency and extra nighttime bathroom trips. The second issue is timing. Mango is often eaten as dessert after dinner or blended into smoothies at night. When you eat a high-sugar fruit late in the day, your body processes that sugar while you sleep, filling your bladder and forcing you awake multiple times. Who's most affected? Men with diabetes or prediabetes are especially vulnerable. But even men without blood sugar concerns may notice more nighttime urgency after a large serving of mango. Does that mean mango is off limits? Not entirely. The key is moderation and timing. A few slices at lunch paired with protein, like cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, can satisfy your sweet tooth without overwhelming your system. For alternatives, try lower sugar fruits like berries. Blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries offer antioxidants, plenty of flavor, and much less sugar per serving. Mango may be the king of fruits, but when it comes to prostate health, it's best enjoyed in small doses and never right before bed. Next up, number 3, a fruit that seems light and refreshing but can overload your bladder simply because it's mostly water. Number 3, watermelon and melons. Few things feel as refreshing on a hot day as a cold slice of watermelon or a bowl of sweet cantaloupe or honeydew. These melons are light, juicy, and low in calories, perfect for summer snacking. But for men with an enlarged prostate, they can also be a hidden reason for extra bathroom trips, especially at night. The main culprit is water content. Watermelon is more than 90% water, and cantaloupe and honeydew aren't far behind. That means eating a few generous slices is like drinking an extra glass or 2 of water. Great for hydration during the day, but not so great when you're trying to sleep through the night. There's also the sugar factor. Melons are less sugary than mango or pineapple, but a large serving still adds up. Combine that natural sweetness with all that water, and your bladder fills quickly. For men with BPH, that usually means urgency, frequency, and nighttime wake-ups. Who notices this most? Men who snack on melon in the evening. It's common to think, it's just fruit, it's healthy, and polish off half a melon while watching TV. Hours later, you're making multiple trips to the bathroom. Does this mean you can't eat melons? Not at all. The solution is timing. Enjoy them earlier in the day, at breakfast, lunch, or as an afternoon snack. That way your body has time to process the fluids before bedtime. If you want something sweet at night, try a small bowl of berries. They're lower in sugar, lower in water, and far less likely to irritate your bladder. Next, number 2, a fruit you probably eat every week and one that seems harmless, until you look at how it's processed and consumed. And number 2, apples and apple juice. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. That's the old saying. And while apples are packed with fiber, vitamin C, and antioxidants, for men with an enlarged prostate, they can sometimes bring unexpected problems, especially depending on how they're eaten. The first issue is insoluble fiber, found mostly in the skin. Insoluble fiber isn't broken down by the body, which helps keep digestion moving. But too much of it can also lead to gas and bloating. That added pressure in the abdomen can push against the bladder, creating urgency even when the bladder isn't full. For men with BPH, that extra pressure makes symptoms worse. The second issue is apple juice. Juice strips away the fiber and leaves behind concentrated sugar. A single cup of apple juice can have as much sugar as a can of soda. That sugar pulls more fluid into the bladder and increases urine output. Drinking apple juice at dinner or in the evening is almost guaranteed to cause more bathroom trips at night. Who feels this most? Men who eat multiple apples a day or who drink juice regularly, thinking it's a healthy choice. The good news is you don't have to give up apples. A single apple at lunch, especially if you peel it, is usually well tolerated. The key is moderation and timing. For alternatives, pears and berries are gentler on the bladder, lower in sugar, and less likely to cause bloating. Apples may be healthy, but when eaten in the wrong way or at the wrong time, they can be a hidden trigger for men with prostate problems. And now, number 1, technically a fruit, and the single most common trigger food for prostate irritation in men over 50. Number 1, tomatoes and tomato products. Tomatoes are technically a fruit, and they're everywhere in the American diet, on burgers, in pasta sauce, on pizza, in chili, and squeezed onto fries as ketchup. They're rich in lycopene, an antioxidant studied for potential prostate benefits. But here's the twist. For men with an enlarged prostate, tomatoes are also one of the most common bladder irritants. The main culprit is acidity. Tomatoes are naturally acidic, and when they're concentrated into sauces, pastes, or ketchup, that acidity gets even stronger. For men with BPH, the bladder is already more sensitive. Add a surge of acid, and it often leads to urgency, frequency, and frustrating nighttime wake-ups. Tomato-heavy meals at dinner are especially problematic. A plate of spaghetti with red sauce or a couple of slices of pizza may taste comforting, but they often set men up for 2 or 3 trips to the bathroom before sunrise. Who's most affected? Men who already notice irritation from citrus or pineapple often find tomatoes to be their worst trigger. And for those who also deal with acid reflux, tomatoes can be a double hit, causing digestive discomfort and bladder irritation at the same time. Does this mean you need to give up tomatoes completely? Not necessarily. Some men do fine with small portions earlier in the day. Low-acid tomato varieties and sauces are also available, and adding a pinch of baking soda while cooking can reduce acidity. If you're looking for substitutes, roasted red bell peppers make a great tomato-free pasta sauce. Hummus or avocado spreads can replace ketchup on burgers or sandwiches. Bottom line, tomatoes are nutritious, but when it comes to prostate health, they're the most frequent fruit trigger. Adjusting when and how you eat them can make a big difference in your sleep and comfort. Next, let's talk about how to discover which fruits are actually your personal triggers. We've just covered the 7 fruits most likely to irritate the bladder. But here's the important part. Not every fruit affects every man the same way. Some men can eat oranges without trouble, while others notice symptoms after just a few slices. The key is figuring out your personal triggers so you can adjust intelligently rather than cutting out everything. A simple way to do this is with the CALM method. 4 steps that make the process clear and manageable. C. Cut for 2 weeks. Cut out the common trigger fruits in the evening. That means no citrus, pineapple, mango, melons, apples, or tomatoes after 3 p.m. This reset gives your bladder a break. A. Adjust. Don't think of it as total restriction. Instead, adjust when and how you eat fruit. For example, enjoy watermelon at lunch instead of at night, or swap apple juice for whole fruit earlier in the day. L. Log. Keep a notebook or even a phone app. Each day, record what fruits you ate, what time you ate them, and how many times you woke up at night. Within a week or 2, patterns usually jump out. You might find, for instance, that tomato sauce at dinner always means 3 wake-ups, while a banana at lunch has no effect. M. Make after your reset. Make reintroductions one at a time. Start with small portions at lunch. If you notice no change, that fruit may be safe for you. If urgency or nighttime trips increase, you've identified a trigger. This method takes some patience, but it gives you control. Instead of guessing, you'll know exactly which fruits bother you and which ones you can keep. The reward? More restful nights and fewer disruptions. Next, let's add a few lifestyle changes that multiply the benefits of managing your fruit intake. Fruits aren't the only factor in managing prostate symptoms. How and when you eat, drink, and move your body can be just as important. Here are 3 lifestyle strategies that work hand in hand with smart fruit choices. 1. Manage evening fluids. Even water, when consumed in large amounts late at night, can fill your bladder and wake you up. Aim to drink most of your fluids earlier in the day. Start tapering down about 3 hours before bedtime. That way, your bladder isn't overloaded while you're trying to rest. 2. Limit evening caffeine and alcohol. Coffee, tea, sodas, and even chocolate contain caffeine, which acts as both a stimulant and a mild diuretic. Alcohol does the same, while also relaxing the muscles that help control urination. Both make nighttime symptoms worse. If you enjoy them, keep them to the morning or early afternoon. 3. Support your bladder with gentle exercise. Light activity, like daily walks, stretching, or basic strength training, helps improve circulation in the pelvic area. That can reduce pressure on the bladder and support healthier urination. Pelvic floor exercises, often called Kegels, are another tool. They strengthen the muscles that help control urine flow, making you less sensitive to urgency signals. Together, these habits can cut down nighttime bathroom trips by 1 or 2, especially when combined with smart fruit management. Many men find that simply moving fruit to earlier in the day, tapering fluids in the evening, and cutting late caffeine results in significantly better sleep. Next, let's do a quick recap of everything we've covered in this countdown. Let's quickly run through the 7 fruits we've covered today. Number 7, grapefruit, very acidic and known to interfere with common medications like statins. Number 6, oranges and citrus fruits, high in citric acid, which irritates the bladder and increases urgency. Number 5, pineapple, both acidic and sugary, a tough combo for men with B pH. Number 4, mango, extremely high in natural sugars, especially risky when eaten in the evening. Number 3, watermelon and melons, over 85 to 90% water, filling the bladder fast and triggering nighttime trips. Number 2, apples and apple juice. Skins can cause bloating from insoluble fiber, while juice is packed with concentrated sugar. Number 1, tomatoes and tomato products. The single biggest trigger due to their strong acidity and frequent use in sauces, pastes, and ketchup. We also walked through the CALM method, cut, adjust, log, make, as a simple way to discover your own personal fruit triggers. And we covered 3 bonus lifestyle habits: managing evening fluids, avoiding caffeine and alcohol late in the day, and adding gentle exercise to support bladder health. The big idea? You don't need to give up fruit entirely. It's about knowing which ones to limit, when to eat them, and how to balance them with other habits. Now let's wrap up with some next steps you can take right away. Now that you know the 7 fruits most likely to worsen prostate symptoms, it's time to take action. Start simple. This week, pick 1 or 2 fruits from the list that you eat often. Try cutting them out in the evening or swap them for gentler alternatives like pears, bananas, or berries. Then track how many times you wake up at night. You might be surprised at the difference just a small change makes. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these fruits surprised you the most? Have you noticed that certain ones make your symptoms worse? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could help another man figure out his own triggers. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We share practical, no-nonsense health tips every week for men over 50 who want to feel stronger, sleep better, and live with fewer disruptions. Turn on notifications so you won't miss what's coming next. And speaking of next, our upcoming video will cover the top 7 best fruits for prostate health, the ones that don't just avoid problems, but actually support your bladder and prostate. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.